lights, I leave it all on the stage and bare my soul every night.
Tuesday's a big day in the NFL. It opens the 2-week window in which teams can place the franchise tag on a player. We've decided to franchise tag Jeff Darlington.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
It's just business, nothing personal, which is something that the Washington Redskins have been telling Kirk.
55, hear from his Ernest himself on how he got to that famous double nickel. That's ahead.
This is me before the bright lights. I leave it all on the stage and bare my soul every night.
Tuesday's a big day in the NFL. It opens the 2-week window in which teams can place the franchise tag on a player. We've decided to franchise tag Jeff Darlington.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
It's just business, nothing personal, which is something that the Washington Redskins have been telling Kirk Cousins for 2 straight years. They tagged him twice in a row. What's the likelihood that it happens a 3rd time?
If they were to franchise tag him, it would not be business anymore. It would be personal. It would be the most spiteful move that they could possibly make. I do not anticipate they will do that. I think they will let Kirk Cousins walk into free agency, mostly to benefit themselves, because if they were to try to franchise tag Kirk Cousins, and for some odd reason he decided to sign that franchise tag, they wouldn't be able to give Alex Smith the long-term extension that they want when they formalize that trade. So it doesn't make any sense whatsoever that they would franchise tag Kirk Cousins. Instead, Cousins will be a new man with a new team.
What about Vikings quarterback Case Keenum? Because he's supposed to be a free agent as well. What are the Vikings going to do there?
This one is much more interesting, and it does make sense why the Vikings would consider franchising him or transition tagging him. And I would anticipate it actually will be the transition tag. The difference here is a few $1 million, and if you were to put the franchise tag on him, ultimately no team is going to offer the compensation to pull him away from the Vikings. If you transition tag him, essentially Keenum will still get a raise of about $19 million. Not a bad raise from one year to the next.
No,
the Vikings could get 1 year with Keenum to find out if, in fact, they do really want him as their long-term option.
There are a few other players out there, not just quarterbacks/glory boys in this conversation. There's the Cowboys sack leader, DeMarcus Lawrence. What about that?
Okay, so we've got a couple guys here. DeMarcus Lawrence being one in terms of guys that probably will ultimately wind up signing a long-term deal but might not get there in the negotiations that are happening right now. Lawrence is ultimately going to wind up getting paid big dollars. His agent, David Cantor, also represented Olivier Vernon a few years back, got him a huge contract. The question becomes whether the Cowboys can reach that deal now or if they, in fact, have to franchise tag him for the next year. That's probably the more likely option there.
And then there's Dolphins' leading wide receiver, Jarvis Landry.
This one is especially interesting. I think most people are of the mindset that Jarvis Landry will either sign a long-term deal or walk. But from what I understand, the likelihood is that he will not just walk into free agency, that the team will be more apt to tag him either with the franchise or the transition or get done a long-term deal. So again, it's a situation where ultimately, like Lawrence, the team wants to get a long-term deal done, but probably won't by free agency period. They also don't want to see him just walk in to that period. So I think ultimately Jarvis Landry will be with the Dolphins in 2018. It's just a matter of whether it's under a tag or a long-term deal.
Tag day, Tuesday in the NFL. That is Jeff Darlington.
Nicole.